Hey everybody, welcome to a hump day edition of Keith's Beer Reviews. Drove out to this state park again, 20 miles out in the country today, but worth the drive, nice place. It's not officially open yet, so there's not a lot of people here, although the campground's getting pretty full, kind of noisy, so came back to the picnic area. But today I'm going to do another one of these Hebrew beers. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what I'm going to expect here, but this was bottled on, where's the date at now? Well, it's a 2013 edition of the R.I.P.A. on rye, and it said it's aged in Willett Rye Whiskey barrels. So it's a Rye IPA, 10% ABV, Clifton Park, New York, Shmaltz Brewing Company. I think it said, where did I see that before? But it was, anyway, it was bottled on August 5th of last year, so it's almost a year old, so I'm not expecting much of an IPA. But might be getting a good barley wine, or maybe a good American strong dark ale out of this. We'll have to see, but I'm not expecting a ton of IPA character after almost a year being in the bottle. I should have paid more attention when I bought it, but I was just so surprised to see the Hebrew beers on the shelf that I just grabbed it. But anyway, yeah, from the website it says, "Savor the provocative spirit of R.I.P.A. on rye, our Hebrew monument to the richness, the bitterness, and the sacred sweetness that is life." A bunch of malts, bunch of hops. Malts are specialty 2-row, rye ale, Torrified rye, rye flakes, crystal rye 75, crystal malt 80, wheat, Kiln amber, and CaraMunich 60. Hops are Warrior, Cascade, Simcoe, Crystal, Chinook, Amarillo, and Centennial. 7 of them. They seem to be stuck on that 7 figure. And this is dry hopped with Simcoe, Amarillo, and Crystal. Like I said, 10% ABV. So let's get this almost a year old IPA, Rye IPA, in the glass and see what it's turned into. A little bit of smoke, 10%, big bottle. I'm not going to nearly drink the whole thing, but I do want to give it a try. Something tells me it's not too bad, 10%. It probably aged fairly well. Yeah, we got a nice, seem to be some chunkies in there too, but nice maroon red, fairly clear, moderate amount of carbonation streaming up. Got a finger of a pretty foamy, slightly off-white head, almost khaki colored, little darker than eggshell, but not quite khaki colored either, somewhere in between. But nice looking rye ale anyway. So let's get a nose on it. Well, surprisingly, I'm getting some spicy hop notes in there, but it's primarily the malts. I'm getting the pale malts, the caramel and toffee notes. Getting some slight whiskey and vanilla notes from the barrel. Some spicy notes as well. But it's primarily I'm getting some of that wheat sweetness in there. But primarily it's the malts and the whiskey and the vanilla notes from the barrels. Pretty much rye whiskey forward. Let's get a taste. Again, yeah, it's mostly the malts. Very little hop present there. Getting a pale malt, some caramel, maybe some toffee notes there. Nice dose of the whiskey though. That rye whiskey. I do like. I'm not familiar with this Willett Rye Whiskey, but I'm real familiar with the Templeton Rye that's brewed here in Iowa, or bottled here in Iowa, aged and bottled here in Iowa. I think it's brewed in Indiana, but or distilled in Indiana. But yeah, you're getting some nice rye notes, both from the malts and from the whiskey. I'm getting a little bit of the alcohol, but it's not, for 10%, it's not too bad at all. A little bit of alcohol, the rye taste, and some caramel sweetness make up the a medium strength, slightly lingering aftertaste. Not a super clean finish, but there's, like I said, not much bitterness or hop flavor. But sometimes with these barrel-aged IPAs, they lose a lot of the hop presence anyway, just for being aged in the barrel. But after a year of bottling, yeah, I wasn't expecting much at all. I'm getting some dark fruits. Sort of a not really raisin, a sort of a date taste to it. And again, the whiskey and the oak. It's a medium-bodied beer. It's really creamy though. Goes down really smooth, and finishes, like I said, slightly dry, but there's still some sweetness there. Very creamy, very easy drinking. So let me sit. I will sit and sip on this a while, and I'll come back in a while with the final thoughts and grade. Okay, I'm back. It's been 45 minutes or so. I had a little bit more to this, and just been sipping on this. I'm really enjoying this beer. It's not an IPA after almost, well, I don't know how long they barrel age them, because I'm always sort of, like I said, I'm always sort of torn on these IPAs and double IPAs that are barrel aged, because they lose a lot of the hop presence, which gives it the IPA character, you know, during the barrel aging. And then it's been, I see now it's on the label up here. It's bottled on 8/15/2013, so it's almost a year in the bottle. So it's lost a lot of the hops, but you know, that's a major trademark or major sign of a IPA, is that hop presence. But they often turn into a really nice, like American strong ale or a barley wine, and that's what this has done, and that's what I'm going to grade it as. I'm not going to knock it for what it isn't, which is an IPA anymore. I'm going to rate it for American strong ale. I think more than a barley wine. This is a very good rye forward, rye malt, rye whiskey barrel. It's a good barrel heavy strong ale. Lots of bourbon, lots of whiskey, and lots of vanilla and some oak. Not so much oak, but the whiskey and the vanilla anyway. Lots of rye and barrel flavors with a good overall malt backbone. Really an enjoyable beer. I mean, I'd have it again even at this age. I'd like to taste it fresher, but I'm not sure what the availability is. I know it's not available locally yet, but I've talked to the manager of the local store, and he's going to try to he found out who the distributor is, and he's going to try to get some of their beers. But yeah, it's an enjoyable beer. I'll definitely have it again. I might not search it out, actively search for it, but if I see it, I'll pick some up. So I'm going to give the R.I.P.A. on rye from Hebrew, the chosen beer brewing company from the Shmaltz Brewing Company of Clifton Park, New York. I'm going to give it a good solid 9 out of 10. Really, really enjoyable, easily drinkable beer, despite the 10%, which after almost a year in the bottle is not showing at all. So 9 out of 10. So till next time, everybody, cheers. Let's keep drinking good beers.